In summer 2022, the Studio A1 made an anime called Engage Kiss. It featured, at least in the first 2 episodes, a fairly generic love triangle about a lazy protagonist teaming up with a pink-haired demon to fight demons alongside his blue-haired ex-girlfriend. Most of the characters were using guns as weapons, but Kisara, the pink-haired demon, had something different. That's right, Kisara had a big sword. Now the anime is better than I'm making it sound here, but that's not in the scope of this video. We're here to make the sword. At some point in one's cosplay journey, you invariably turn from the small handmade props, your toy wands, books, normal size swords, to bigger, better, brighter things. Like a big sword. Preferably a big sword with lights. Now I've done a big sword with lights before, but I've never recorded the process. But let's rewind a little bit. So what you just saw was actually the second step. I don't usually jump straight towards cutting out foam, at least not without a template first. So this is the actual first step. I started out with vectoring the sword using some key visuals. I couldn't really find an entire image of just Kisara's sword, so I did have to splice together 2 different images to get the entire handle. I wanted to run a PVC pipe through the handle, the hilt, and the blade for stability, but I also wanted to be able to transport the sword in a standard 28-inch suitcase for travel. Since the sword is about her height, meaning my height, 5'3", I would have to make about 3 cuts on the pipe to fit that criteria. Those cuts just so happen to be in the sections of handle, hilt, and blade. So what you're seeing here is the assembly of the handle portion, with the pipe already pre-cut. The PVC pipe is then held in place with hot glue. But to actually join the sections together, we want to add a smaller PVC pipe, or in this instance, a wooden dowel, that can fit just inside the other pipe. Since the wooden dowel I bought was a bit too small, I glued a sheet of craft foam to allow it more friction, and then glued everything with superglue. I also like to add strength to the pipes, so it's not just a regular fiction fit. So I add magnets into the inner dowel, and then the overlapping outer section. To actually line up the magnets, the pipes are marked, placed together, and then drilled through to the dowel itself to ensure alignment. The magnets are then secured with superglue and tape, which basically keeps the magnet in place after the glue dries into the plastic. I probably could have used epoxy, but superglue is handy. Unfortunately, my plan of just using Foamboard for most of the hilt fell through. The hilt was super wobbly. So I had to cut channels in the foam and add some reinforcing piping from some other PVC piping and hot glue. Not the cleanest solution, but one that kind of works. And, well, this did result in a more stable hilt. Now comes the fun bit, procrastinating. Wait, no, I mean lights. I actually only bought a small amount of Neopixel light. I needed to space them out. This required soldering connections together. A lot of connections. So instead of me doing it, My roommate was coerced into doing most of it. Thanks, Vincent. While I could just leave the LEDs out for show to pretend that, yes, I really did solder all those connections on myself. I couldn't lie to the world like that. So I covered up all that lovely soldering work with EVA foam and plastazote to let the light through. And there you have it. Completely done. No more steps. No sirree. Just black and white. Oh, there's supposed to be pink and purple, isn't there? None of the pinks that I had were really the right shade, only the neon Sharpies. So I just made a batch of alcohol ink for color, as well as added a little bit of another pink for a better shade. The way you make alcohol ink is actually very simple. All you need is alcohol, go figure. You stir your color, either Sharpie or mica powder, and 91 or 99% alcohol together. For Sharpies, you can leave it overnight to leach a little bit more color. Anyway, pink's out of the way, it's now time to do the purple. This time, I mask off the pink and spray paint, since spray paint's a lot faster than using a brush. Now we remove the tape. Satisfying, isn't it? You know, even as satisfying as this is, I still put it off. I admit, I always procrastinate on projects, every step of the way. Even upon writing this, I'm procrastinating on the next step of my free-run cosplay. Things like moving on to the next step, ruminating on details, and finding all the little things always start adding up to too much. I wonder if it's due to me trying to be perfect and then being overwhelmed and attempting to reach that perfection, so I put it off. I probably should. It's not like people really focus on the details that I focus on, so I should just focus on getting things out, right? After all, a finished project is better than a perfect project, is what people say. Yeah, well, I struggle with that. I guess to anyone watching this, or to anyone who looks at these props in person, you might not see all the imperfections, like the small runoffs of paint where the masking tape didn't stick properly, the disconnected lights, the bare soldering connections underneath, the stickiness of the pink paint that threatens to come off if you place them together for a period of time, the inherent wobbliness along the blade, even the super bulky thickness of the handle. Or maybe you do, but I guess even if I had worked on it some more and fixed all those problems, I'll probably find more problems that I'd want to try and mitigate. Well, it looks good enough right now, so for now, I'm content with that. Now that we're here at the end, I just want to thank you for watching. Don't worry, if you're like me and also skip the outros of videos, I don't blame you. But I just wanted to say, if you have any suggestions about what I should show in the video for next time, let me know. Anyway, see you soon.